Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again is JDavis, and we continue to interview people, leaders, entrepreneurs, and our next guest is unique to our experience, and we always like to add uniqueness and diversity to what we're doing. Leonardo Shapiro, CEO and founder of Not Alien. I love the TV show Resident Alien, but that's not you. You're not a TV producer. So, Leonardo, tell us about Not Alien.
Hi, Jeffrey. Good morning. Happy Halloween again, and thank you so much for the space. Not Alien started as a joke. I'm originally from Mexico City, and my immigration process to the US was really complex. And every time that I used to call the USCIS and I would ask them for a status update, they would ask me for my alien registration number, and I always used to answer, "I'm not an alien, I'm a human." So I think for the last 10 years, I've been doing what I call immigration engineering, which is, figuring out how to actually, kind of max out every single opportunity you have until you actually get to some sort of permanence. And when I decided I want to start a new company, kind of immigration was in my head, and I wanted to do that. So we just got together, me and a bunch of friends, and we said, well, there has to be a product that can help you move to another country. So we looked for this, and we were surprised that we couldn't find it. So we said, well, let's just build it. So we got together, we assembled kind of a very simple web page, just saying we help you move to any country in the world, and we just put it out there as a test. And oh boy, the demand for this thing was like so overwhelming that we said, okay, well, there's definitely a there. So for the last, I say 4 months, I spent my days and nights speaking with fellow not aliens from all around the world, just asking them, what are you looking for? And we kind of got a pretty interesting insight, which I think is what makes this company possible. I think contrary to popular belief, and here in the US, kind of a lot of people just think that, oh, everybody wants just to come to America, right? So surprise number one, the US is not anymore the most desirable place to go in the world. And number two is like 50%, like this is 50% of the customers. They know that they want to move, but they don't know where. And that's where we decided to start. We decided to start by saying, well, how can we help people find where they're eligible to move? And how can we help people understand where they should move? So this is what Not Alien is. Not Alien is a discovery platform where we've taken all the immigration programs from the world and we've normalized them in a survey where people spend a few minutes answering that survey, and after that we tell them, based on what you told us, we believe you're eligible to move to all these different locations. We then take them through a very thorough interview process where we, after that, craft what we call your immigration strategy, which is basically what are all the things you need to do in order to actually be able to, file and move to that location. And we present like a short-term strategy and a long-term strategy. And we're building all the systems and all the different technology that will allow us to also file electronically for them. So it is kind of an end-to-end solution for somebody who's looking for a new home.
So I can see the logic of working for individuals. Do you also do work for corporations that are bringing in people to work for them?
We put more emphasis on direct to consumer. So we go directly to the people who want to move. We've seen some people who work for companies who are kind of trying to do this on their own, but I mean the corporation market is well served, and normally inter-transfer corporations are easier. It's like I'm just going to that office, and the company can sponsor you and can do all those different things.
Oh, that's easy. So, is this your first entrepreneurial experience?
No. This is actually my third company.
So what's your background? How did you get here?
So I started my first company in Mexico, and we were the first non-banking credit card processor for the region. Very similar to what Square is doing right now in the US. So grew the company for 7 years, ended up selling that one, and kind of looked a little bit up north and saw what Square and Stripe was doing here in the US, and the valuations and the sizes of those things were like maybe like 1000x, right? And it was like, okay, I want to play in the major leagues. So that's when I became an alien, right? In 2012, we packed our bags and we moved. I live right now in San Francisco City, and we moved to the Bay Area, and I started another company here where we wanted to turn everybody into a bank. That was the time when everybody was turning everybody into something else, and we wanted to turn everybody into a bank.
Interesting. And how long have you been doing this for?
Too long. I guess too long. I think every entrepreneur will actually tell you that. It's been 25 years now. So, I mean, with on and offs, between ventures, I guess, as every other founder will probably tell you, sometimes it's good to hang your founder shoes and recover for a while. So, after my second company, I took like a 5-year break and worked for others and did stuff. But here I am again, and I'm super excited of where this is going to take us.
Interesting. And do you have a lot of competition?
I mean, it's really fragmented. So in essence, yes and no. I mean, Google is our competition, Reddit is our competition, ChatGPT is our competition, every single government website is our competition. There's more immigration consultants that I can actually count. So it's really fragmented. There is not a central destination. There is not an app that can actually, just help you do this in a streamlined way. So yeah, yes and no.
Interesting. And do you see the industry changing a lot in the next couple of years?
I see the concept changing a lot in the next couple of years. So here's some data, and I'm going to apologize in advance because I always screw this up because the numbers are so large that it's just easy. It's really difficult just to talk about them. But in the next 20 years, 400 million people are going to move to OECD countries.
Wow.
These 400 million people are going to generate an economical output of $400 trillion, right? The math is very simple, $50,000 a year times 20 years. So that's where the math comes from. And I think the big question is, who gets to keep those $400 trillion? And I think this is where things are really changing right now. I mean, you see this fierce competition of countries now trying to attract people. There's Canada that just did something super interesting by enabling individuals in the US who had H-1B visas to apply for permanent residencies there, and just with a pen, they just brought like 50,000 super skilled individuals. Australia is doing great things. New Zealand are doing great things, and as kind of industrialized countries get older, and they need to kind of balance the demographic debts and keep their pension systems going. So there's definitely going to be some competition. How do you bring the right people? And unfortunately, immigration has been so politicized that it's difficult to believe that this is going to change. But now we have the technology that allows us to know somebody really intimately. And we also have the technology to be able to pinpoint somebody in the other side of the marketplace, or some country in the other side of the marketplace who's actually looking for somebody who has those characteristics. So we see a future where you don't have to go into a boat, or you don't have to cross the Mediterranean to actually find a new home. You come to Not Alien and you say, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I do. And we would say, hey, there's these countries looking for you. Right. So I think the paradigm is going to really invert. We believe there's going to be now, people choosing countries and not countries choosing people.
Well, I think the Canadian strategy is particularly interesting. I live in Boston. People come from all over the world to Boston to go to school. Not everybody who graduates in Boston can stay here. And, it's an easy trip from Boston to Canada if they want to stay in North America, and you have it's a similar little neighborhood in a lot of ways. So very interesting. You're very interesting, and we hope you come back again to the show. If someone's looking for you and Not Alien, how would they find you?
We are at www.notalien.com, and that's an easy one to remember. If somebody wants to speak with me directly, I think the best way to interact with me would be through LinkedIn. I try to answer all my messages. I'm there as Leonardo Shapiro. And also, people should feel free to email me at leo@notalien.com, and I'll do my best to answer. Something that I think it's important is kind of the demand for our service has been overwhelming, so we're not open to the public. But if somebody wants to try it out, just please email me and let me know that you heard about this on the show, and we're happy to send you an invite code.
Great. Thanks for being on the show today, and remind everybody this is Radio Entrepreneurs.